Are you a woman who gave up your professional career, got married, grew a family, and reached the empty nest phase? Maybe you went through a divorce or some other life-altering event, and you're wondering, how can I get back into the workforce without losing my freedom, generate income, find my voice, and have some fun again with something that gives you passion, purpose, community support, and gives back? Now, if that sounds interesting to you, today I'd like to introduce you to Suzanne Ciardella. She did just that. She left the workforce after a successful sales career. She was married and had 2 boys. They left home, and one day her husband walked up and said, "I want a divorce." After reclaiming her strength, power, and finding her voice, she decided to reignite her career and create a business, something that would light her up, give her passion, purpose, give back, share her voice, and create community with like-minded women who are going through the same experience she did. Now she's an advocate and advisor who connects women together in a community and helps them start their own business, find products and services they can represent so they can make money and have the freedom and connection they're looking for. And today you'll learn the key components of Suzanne's system to reinvent yourself after 50, including her strategy for getting a guaranteed discounts at 5-star hotels like the Ritz-Carlton, and her system for finding your freedom and income business. So welcome today, Suzanne. Nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's terrific to be here.
All right. So before we get into some of the strategies and systems that you've developed, why don't you give everyone a little bit of your backstory and your background so they kind of get to know you a little bit better?
Sure. Well, I was born in Los Angeles. I was adopted at birth, and I was adopted by 2 wonderful people, and they raised me in North Long Beach.
Okay. And from there, then life continued. And what happened next?
I was raised in North Long Beach, and then I fell in love, and I was married, and moved to the San Diego area, and had a career, and things were going well. Then we decided to have our first child, Nolan, and I had my 2 sons, and after having them, we decided to raise them in the foothills of the Sierra Mountains.
Beautiful.
So we moved up there. Yes, it was a beautiful childhood for them there. And then one day, my husband approached me after they were raised and said he wanted a divorce.
Oh, that's a whopper. And so here you are, kids are gone, empty nester, divorced, and you've got to make some money. So how did you choose? How did you decide how to make money? How did you start making money? And how did you decide on some products to represent, and find the right business?
I do want to add something, Mike. I want to add that, we had issues. Everybody does in marriages, but we did end up ending our marriage. And then I had to look in the mirror, though, and really say, who am I? Who are you without having your marriage anymore?
Yeah.
And how do you help your children through this, because they don't ask for divorce?
Right.
So I really went within myself, and I discovered some companies, and one company in particular that I just really appreciated the integrity of the company and the values of the company. And I started connecting with some of the top 1% of the company and watching them, observing them, connecting with them, calling them, and just building some relationships. And I had some mentors that guided me.
Good. So that way you got past the fear of starting over and how do you get going. So really what you did, the smart thing is you found a quality business, you had mentors. And why don't you talk a little bit about the modeling that you did with them? What are the kinds of things that you modeled that gave you courage and confidence that I know you've packaged and you're sharing and teaching today?
Well, I think one thing that's really was important to me is to be myself. And so I watched their lives, and they were very individual. They were there. I didn't want to come into a cookie cutter type of a business. I wanted to be able to be me. And then I respected that they were them. Yet we all had things in common about our health and our wellness.
Great. So what you really did is you found a business that was values compatible with you. First of all, that you felt comfortable to represent.
Absolutely.
And then you found leaders that you felt comfortable working around, and then you got mentorship from them.
And I respected them.
Okay. Very good. And so why don't you talk about now, I know one of the things that you're doing with other women that you're working with and you're mentoring now
Mhm.
is you are, you've got a portfolio of businesses. So why don't you talk about some of the companies that you've found that
Right.
are perfect fit for you and for some of the people that you've been bringing in under your wing?
Right. Well, one of the companies is a sale of about $250, and you get a $50 commission, and it's all on health and wellness.
Okay.
The other company is a medical gadget that you basically can use to measure your health and where it is. And you can make a $500 commission on this gadget. Another one is if you have a computer, you have a telephone, anyone can use this.
Okay. So the bottom line is you get something that's got universal appeal,
Right.
and you can demonstrate. So that makes it
Absolutely.
really, really easy. And then you're always expanding the
Right,
other
and I have a
portfolio
lot of
businesses.
other ideas. I've just been so creative and I have beautiful ideas. And I really want to help women to be creative and really get that creative juices going in themselves. And
Right.
so that they can
And get paid while they do it.
They can get
You
paid
can't-
while they do it
yeah.
and earn an income and feel valued and feel a sense of self-worth. Because divorce is really, really hard. And it's really hard when it's your identity for so long, and being a mom and being a wife and being a community member in the community that's married. And it was really, really challenging for me it was a small town I raised them in. So divorce is common, but it's not common in a lot of ways too, because you're judged and there's a lot of
Mhm.
people that judge you. I didn't really care about that, but for me, I needed to feel better. I was sad and I was hurt and I was really looking inside myself to see what is my identity without even my sons, because they were grown.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really working through all that and learning how to take the best care of myself, because as a mom, you give and you give and you give. As a wife, often you give so much. You give to your community, you give to everyone around you. Your parents need help, people need help. So I'm a human that likes to give back and help people, but I'd take care of me first. And it was really a time of, I just experienced depression, anxiety. And I like to look at it now that I rebooted. I rebooted myself, but I took time to do it. And I had to go deep within myself and really set new goals. I had to set goals. I had to really look at the mentors, look at my mentors, look at who do I want to be? Who am I? And I really did a lot of work around that. And I love to ask myself all the time. I remind myself, who am I? And I tell my sons that now. I always advise them to realize that when they know their story of who they are really then going to thrive more in life. And I tell that to many people that I come in contact with.
Very good. All right. And that really leads us to the transition time. So I grabbed some statistics that I think are super relevant. And we're going to talk about how you re-entered and you rebooted and you revalued yourself. You've got that great strategy you're going to share. But first, I want to share a couple of the numbers I found. So Harvard Business Review and the Center for Work-Life Policy says that 37% of highly qualified women take time out of the workforce, and then 93% of them want to return back, but only 40% make it back into full-time employment. So that's a little scary. You got past that hump by finding some businesses and you built a system now. That's awesome.
Right.
But women who take 3+ years off lose 37% of their earning power. So I want to take you back for a moment. Here you are, divorced. You found a business and you built a system. You're able to make your first $1,000 and then your recurring income by picking the right products.
Right.
But re-entering back, you had to find some ways to feel great about you and elevate you. So why don't you talk about how you developed a little system that also turns into how you get these discounts? Talk about 4- and 5-star hotels for a moment.
Well, and back to what you first brought up, self-care. I had to really learn how to take the best care of myself. So I did that. And I realized that I missed dressing up. I missed wearing dresses and wearing professional attire. And nowadays you can just put on a pretty dress and some nice sandals and just feel good about myself, and finding out for me what was good for me, because everyone has their own style. And then I knew that you could go to hotels like the Ritz-Carlton and you could introduce yourself to concierge or the manager or anyone there, and they typically will guide you because they want you to come invite you to their hotel. They know that you're doing business there and they like you to entertain your guests there, and they'll offer you discounts in the restaurants. They'll offer you free valet. They'll oftentimes give you discounts on rooms or for your clients if they're going to stay locally and you want to give them a discount on a hotel because they want to bring you in. And also, it felt good. It felt nice to be dressed up and to sit and observe other business people. And also, after 28 years not in the workforce, seeing how business is being done. How are women being respected now and 28 years later? And what has changed? I was very curious about that. What has changed in the workforce for women?
Good for you. Well, what I love about this, and it's a non-obvious solution, but what I really hear when I listen to you is, re-entering, you first of all got mentors right away. And
Absolutely.
you found the top 10 salespeople that you could model in the first business you had, and you've done that since. And then you built a system out of it. Okay.
Right.
The same thing where you had to find a product that you could make your first $1,000 with and your next $1,000 a month. And now you've built it into a system. And then there's a way to not only practice self-care, but also improve how you feel and to feel wealthy again, to feel like you matter. And what do? You find a great place you can go into, use some non-obvious strategies to get treated nicely. And then you model and get mentored with people who don't even know they're doing it for you. In addition to being able to attract, I assume, have you bumped into new clients and actually enrolled new clients and sold products from people who walk into the hotel too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
That's brilliant. It really is. It really is smart. And now you're in this space, and this is something that, like, if someone lives in a community that doesn't have a Ritz-Carlton, doesn't have a high-end hotel, will this work with other hotels and other businesses as well?
Coffee shops. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Just look around your local community and see where people are doing business, where they have good Wi-Fi, where they serve good food.
Yeah.
Food's always important.
Right.
A good cup of coffee.
Yeah. Right on. So I love this. So
restaurants. Yeah.
Okay. Good. So you've created this mentoring system. You're working with women. You're helping them pick products. You're helping them make money, also practice self-care. Why don't you talk a little bit about your mentoring program and what you put together?
Sure. I've developed a system where I help women optimize their self-care and feel the best about themselves that they can feel, because it's important in business to feel fantastic, and then to identify some companies or a company for yourself that you feel comfortable with sharing a product. When you share the product, then I've helped them to earn their first $1,000 and then build to whatever they want to build. And I've also helped them to identify their own self, really go deep within themselves and really find out who they authentically are, who they are. That's my system really, really talks a lot about that. Just who you are and how you feel fantastic and authentic and real, and grow and just continue to be open and build your life.
Good, good. Well, one of the things I know about you is you're super clever too. You've found ways of modeling that are uncommon thinking, like what you did when you found the top 10 and you just asked. So it's knowing what to say.
Yes.
And that's really what helps people in transition find their courage again. It's like, okay, I'm so overwhelmed. What should I do next? And you're there giving them that extra little kick that they need, that little prod and that push.
Sure. Well, I can feel intimidated by leaders. And for me, I identified the leaders in my company and I started building relationship with them. And I realized they want to help. People want to help each other, and mentors, especially leaders, 1% of my company, they want to help. They want to give back. So you can call them directly. You can have conversations. They can start teaching you some of their techniques. You can model them on social media. You could watch them and learn from them. And they want you to learn from them because they want to help you.
Yeah. And then you can also work with someone like you who's already figured it out and summarized it and know what questions to ask so you get the most out of mentors, or work with a system like yours.
Yes,
so
I have worked very hard to develop my system, and I've spent a lot of time going within myself to develop these systems so that I can give back to other women and guide them. And it means so much to me to do that.
Very good. So Why don't we talk a little bit about the giveaway? You put
Sure.
together the Get Over It Guide to Reinvention After 50, which is really a smart title. But why don't you talk a little bit about what's in the guide and how that's a little kickstart? And it's a way also for people to get to know you better and decide if you're a right fit mentor for them too.
Well, it's really about self-care first and foremost, because if you don't feel fantastic in the morning and have good brain health and you wake up in the morning, it shows you, it guides you how to have optimum health and wellness. And then also, I've given a lot of guidance on ways to enter the workforce and how to feel empowered and how to feel ready and wake up with an attitude of excitement again and reinventing yourself and feeling authentically like you used to. I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm in my 20s again because I remember my career, and your memory comes back when you take optimum care of yourself and you feel great. And I think so many women over 50, they think they can't do it, but you can do it. And it's beautiful when you do it, because my sons have watched me and they're watching me. You know how our kids watch us. And I believe that they're both proud of me. They see that their mom has made choices to re-enter and to reinvent and to be authentically who I am, but they're seeing me in a light that they haven't ever seen me in, because they don't remember when they were babies and I worked. They don't remember that. They just remember me today working in the community. So to see their dad, retired and doing his thing, and then I'm doing my own thing. And it's exciting for them to see their parents grow, both of them, and to just keep moving forward, because it's beautiful to move forward.
Very good. Very good. Well, I want to thank you for being here today. And for
Absolutely.
you watching right now, head on over to Suzanne's website. Again, it's Suzanne Ciardella. It's displayed below. You can get her free guide that she's giving away, the Get Over It Guide to Reinvention After 50. It's filled with tips, strategies, a summary of everything that we talked about here, and also some information on how you can connect with her directly and work with her as a mentor and a guide as well. So, Suzanne, it's been a great pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here, and I look forward to meeting you women, because it's fun to get to know each other's stories.
All right.
So thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.